How are you?
Hi, today we're here with Frank Brown,
Yes, ma'am.
and I wanted to interview you.
Uh-huh. And you wanted to know a little bit about me. Well, I was born here in Seattle, Washington, 1952, to Mr. Cheney Abraham Brown. Mr. Abraham, my dad, he's passed this last February, 2007. My mom, she passed about 6 years ago, bless her heart. But when I was 5 years old, she told me that, son, you're going to be one of the best singers in the world.
Yeah, Frank.
That's right. So,
Yeah.
And from that moment on, I've been singing since 5 to 56 years old. I'm not going to stop. I'm singing tonight. I'm singing tomorrow. Singing the next day. I got a song on my lips. And I was trying to explain how my birthright is music, which is true. I mean, my mother told me a long time ago, I was 5 years old, that son, you're going to sing, and that's what you're going to do for the honor and the glory of God. And that's what I do. And I sing because it's in my heart, my being, my existence. So tonight, this particular show is a Sammy Drain show. I personally have a band called Septimus. And Septimus was my grandfather's name, Septimus Pearl Brown. And he was a hell of a man. He always encouraged myself and my brothers, Ronald, David, Richard, Curtis, all my sisters. The music was our birthright, you know. So here I am now, and I'm still in the same business of making music. What are we doing? Oh, excuse me. This is the owner right here, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm Betty Gray from the Rose Palace.
Yes, ma'am.
And Sammy Drain is going to be playing here tonight. And we hope all the mothers come out.
That's
and
right.
enjoy.
It's Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to everybody.
That's right. Every
including
day
myself.
should be Mother's Day. That's
I'm
right.
a
Happy
mother.
Mother's
I'm a mother
Happy-
every day.
Right. Every day is Mother's
every
Day.
day.
Every day
Be the
is
name
Mother's
of your
Day.
place?
Rose Palace Restaurant.
Yeah.
6901
Right here.
Martin Luther King Way South.
Tell them now.
Hey.
Tell them, Mama.
Been here
All
for
right.
20 years. Thank you.
All right, the show starts at 8 o'clock. The show
Public
starts at 8 o'clock.
institutions.
Right here at the Rose Palace.
Been here for 20 years.
That's right. It's right here. I've
That's
been
right.
here.
Yeah.
Right here for 20
Take it-
years.
take it away.
You got it, darling. You got it.
20 years.
That's right. 20 years right here in the same
Oh,
spot.
you might well, 'cause
Handling
thank you.
business.
You're
Handling
on my
business.
show.
That's
Hey,
right.
what are you, the keyboard
I'm the lead vocalist. I'm
Are you?
gonna do all the singing tonight.
All right, then.
I'm gonna do all the singing.
Yeah.
And I'm dedicated to the mothers. To
Yeah.
the mothers, the most important product of the planet. Mothers, Universal Day. Shouldn't be just one day.
And today's Mother's Day.
That's right.
And we're at the Rose Palace.
But it shouldn't be Mother's Day just one day. When my mother was here, bless her soul, every day was Mother's Day. That's why every day should be Mother's Day across the planet.
Yeah.
Without women, we wouldn't exist. So, you know, hey, Mother's is so important. It's so instrumental. It's so vital to existence that if you don't celebrate your mother every day, then you need to get chastising of some kind by the good old Lord above or somebody or yourself or something.
Well, let's go back to the music.
Okay, I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
I want a round trip. Okay, now, back in 1970 when my band Septimus was formed, Ronald Brown, bass, singer, my big brother, Coleman Brown, lead guitar, vocals, my first cousin, Herman Brown, his little brother, guitar player, singer, vocalist, all songwriters. We wrote about 150 songs. We have those songs now that we play, and we're ready to expose them songs to the world. So
And tell me some of the original songs.
I'm gonna tell you about them. There's 5 minutes to rock the house. I got 5 minutes to rock the house. Dig it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 minutes. Now 5 minutes is a song that we've been playing for 20 years. It has never not worked. Not once. So it's a great song. So we have like I'll Wait For You. That's another ballad. We have like Mr. Reggae Man. 2 minutes. Got to get my feet back on the ground. Baby, I Love You. These are all titles of songs that we play. I Want to Rock It. I could go on and on, but you got to come see the show.
And you have original songs. These are all originals.
These are all original songs I've mentioned to you.
Wow.
I have 110 original songs
Wow.
that we perform.
Wow.
Septimus.
And tell me about your book.
Well, my book and the movie, I'm doing kind of like a simultaneous, even though the book is going to come before the movie. But when I went to Africa in 1997, I decided to write it all down and take my thoughts and formulate them into a history of my family. Even back before the boot binder, Frank Brown, the Septimus in Arkansas, I went back to Zimbabwe, where my people were from. My lineage is back in Central Africa, where I checked out when I was back there. And so I know where I come from whence I came. I am a king, King Morewa. That's me. And now the book shows that Morewa was the symbol of our tribe, which was the Baboon tribe, Morewa. That's me, Chief Baboon. Frankie B. Now, they say Frank E. Brown. The E is for entertainer. My name is Frank Brown. Entertaining is what I do. Lead vocalist is what I've been since I was 5. I'm not gonna stop. Like that lady when she just rushed out here, she thought we was trying to formulate some kind of downfall. We're just trying to explain to the people, document the fact that there's local talent in Seattle, like my family, and others that I know of. Like Sammy Drain tonight, he's the best kept secret in the business. He was one of Jimi Hendrix's friends. It's getting kind of chilly out there. He was one of Jimi Hendrix's friends. Hold on. Kind of chilly in Seattle, so I had to put my coat back on.
Yeah.
But I want to let you know that Frank Brown, which is me, will not stop playing music or trying to expose my heritage and lineage to the peoples. Because let me tell you something. I got hit songs for the world. Music surpasses all understanding. It's magical, it's mystical, and most of all, it helps. It helps you, it helps me, it heals. It does so much for the inner self, the body. That, listen, it should be bottled and sold in the store.
Music.
Music.
Yeah.
Music, that's right.
And so give me a little more about your book.
Okay, well, I want to say a compound of places I've been, like in Zimbabwe and discovering the Morewa roots of mine. And as far as me going to Hawaii and Israel and Egypt and Japan, Paris, all these places that I've been, that I discovered my people have touched where I have touched. Got me into cosmically in tune with what's going on the planet. And my book is an enlightenment of my life on paper. The movie will be just an enlightenment of my life on screen. Just showing what I have done with myself and my music and what I want to do and what I want to achieve and what I want to see happen throughout the world with music. Because music it's like any other educational process. It has to be taught, it has to be absorbed, translated, mixed up, then comes back out with some more formulation. And I often say that music is like a caterpillar. It starts as a little furry thing walking around, and next thing you know it's flying like a butterfly. Music.
And we're happy to be at the Rose Petal to celebrate Mother's Day.
That's right, Mother's Day. Oh, I wish
I'm sorry.
That's all right. I wish I had my mother. Yeah, I wish to make a noise. I wish I had my mother. I'd shout it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for the interview.
Well, thank you very much.
And we're going to film you later singing.
Okay, well, right on. And I want you to know that the book is coming out.
Yeah.
Septimus story. And the true story is coming to you.
And Septimus, what is Septimus for?
Well,
it's your band.
Septimus is my grandfather's name. It doesn't really mean anything special or anything like that other than the fact that that was his name. His name was Septimus Pearl Brown. He was my father's father and the bootbinder's brother.
And give me a story about the bootbinder.
Okay, now the bootbinder back in 1920 and 19 and 17, around that era, before the Depression and through the Depression and all through that, those brothers that picked cotton back there in Arkansas. Some didn't pick cotton, some played music along with picking cotton. You understand? You can pick cotton too. But this guy, his name was Frank Brown, and they called him the boot binder because sometimes his cotton picking wasn't too good and other wasn't too good, so he had to bind up his shoes with leather. So they called him the boot binder. He was back there with Lead Belly and John Lee Hooker and all them cats back then. But he never was recorded or anything like that. But he taught the guitar to my Uncle Frank, his nephew, which is Herman and Coleman's father, my dad's brother. And then comes me, Frank Brown. So I am the reincarnation of the boot binder. That story coming to you live.
In your book.
In the book, that's right. And we'll talk about the boot binder and all this come and now. I have a son named Frank Brown Jr. So that story goes on and on and on. And we don't die, we multiply. All right, okay.
Well, thank you very, very much,
we'll
Frank, for
see you
being
in the
on
show.
my show.
Hey, thank you so much.
Thank you
for
very
having me.
much for being
Thank
on
you.
Public
Oh,
Interest Issues.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.
I sure appreciate it. And hey, this lady here is doing wonders for what this here whole genre is.
Yeah.
She's exposing it. And that's
Yeah.
Keep it up, baby.
We all love music.
Yeah. I don't know how to half do nothing. You know, I do it 100%, and I'm in it to win it. And I am Captain Save a Show with a microphone in my hand or not. Doesn't make no difference. 10,000 people, 2 people, it's all the same. The whole thing in music is a genuine transformation of what's in the artist to the consumer. And once the consumer and the artist make that connection, there's some magical stuff happening in there. Because music is the only thing that a human being can create.
Yep. And you created music with Sammy Drain before.
Oh, yes.
At the Columbia Theater.
Oh, yes. And you captured that on some... maybe the people might be lucky enough to see that. That was a great show. That was a great show. But that was just a small glimpse of the iceberg. Because you know when you see an iceberg, you just see a small portion. So when you'll be able to see more of this iceberg, then I bet you'll try to get it for yourself. And sure, we want to make a couple of dollars, you know.
But music is your life.
We should be able to make a living playing what we do. And
Yeah.
if people like it, and people are getting off on what they're hearing, and that interchange is happening, because you getting and I'm getting, it's that exchange that makes it universal.
And how do people get a hold of you?
Well, I have a website,
What's your website?
frank.brown@gmail.com. That's my email now.
And what's your website?
Well, I ain't got it yet up and running. But you
Okay.
got to hit me on my email so I could keep you on my list, so I can, when they up, I can hit you.
Give us it again.
Okay. frank.brown@gmail.com. That's my email. Hit me up, and I'll keep you posted. So when I'm up and flying, then maybe you can help me. Because hey, I'm just a starving artist out here trying to do my thing. And listen, I sing.
You sing,
And I
yeah.
play music, and I do it for money. So
Yeah.
if you want something done, hey, call me. I'll
Yeah.
come sing at your wedding, bar
Yeah.
mitzvah. Oh, Danny boy. Yeah, I can do all that. There's no song I cannot sing. Goes better. That's right. All right, I'm gonna put my hat on. Let me tell you, I took a shower. I don't want to catch no pneumonia out here.
And you're going in.
It is Seattle. All right. So you're gonna come on in, have coffee or something?
Yeah.
All right, well come on in. All
Okay,
right.
bye.
Inside. All right.
About the creation and all the different people in your band and
Okay, well, I'm gonna give you a little history about the Septimus Band. We started back in 1970, around. My brother Ronald on bass, Coleman Brown on lead guitar and vocals, his little brother on guitar and vocals, myself keyboards and lead vocal. I was, and am right now, still today. We decided to. Not that we couldn't play everybody else's music, we just decided that music is too important just to be playing Stevie Wonder and Cold Blood and that kind of stuff. So we decided to write. So we started writing, and we wrote 70 to 80 songs that we took on the road and we played. And these songs, people clapped and asked to buy them. So we know the songs work. And I mentioned some of the songs earlier, Mr. Reggae Man, I'll Wait For You, Punkin' Out, Piggin' Out, Peace, Bahamas, Open Wide, 222, Piggin' Out, there's a host of songs that we've been playing in front of people, and they've been dancing to them and applauding them and offered to buy them. So, what we got to do now, no matter where a song, don't nobody know where a good song is going to come from. It can come from anybody. I mean, people walking down the street create songs every day to themselves and to the birds and the bees. They only hear them, but in some showers and shower walls. But if a song has taken enough time to be written, perfected, because the song is very personal, and once it's perfected, taken out and exposed to the masses. I'm talking about the masses, not 50 people at the Rose Bowl or 100 people at the Rose Bowl. I'm talking about plugged into the massive distribution network that songs are plugged into and heard by the masses and evaluated by the masses. All you need is a small, minute piece of that market in order to make a living. But,
And that's what we're here about today.
Right, exactly.
How do musicians get created, and
That's right.
how did you start, and how did you start writing?
We started like out of necessity, mother breeds it, mother of invention. They say necessity breeds the mother of invention. So out of necessity, we started writing songs, and we knew that if we wrote good songs and played them well and had a person's captivative attention long enough to listen. See, because that's the thing, you gotta be able to listen. You gotta stop and listen to something in order to hear it. And once you hear it and you're in it, then hey, then it's elementary after that. It's just the natural thing. I created music because it's a part of me. Since I was 5 years old, I've been in a band with my brothers and my sisters. We started when I was 5 years old. The group was called the Gospel Five, consisting of Risa, Lean, my oldest sister, Lorraine, my second oldest sister, Ronald, my oldest brother, Richard, David, and myself. We were called the Gospel Five, and I was the lead vocalist, young man who was kicking much butt all throughout Northwest churches. Until I was 16 years old, to where we started playing, a little secular kind of music, blues, funk. And we started our own group called Just Us. Now, Just Us was formulated of Coleman Brown, lead guitar, Ronald Brown, bass guitar, Frank Brown, keyboards, Daryl Taplin, drums, Fred Edgecombe, drums. We had a host of drummers because that was one thing that we could all do, but we all knew that if you drum, you have to sit behind the drums all night, and that's the thing about a drummer. The drummer is the most hardest working job on stage because he's on the beginning and he's on the end of everything. So I didn't want that job. So I took the lead vocalist job. It's not easier, but it's just, less harder working, strenuous. So we've had a host of drummers, I'm saying. And even though Coleman, myself, and Herman plays drums, we all play drums in the studio, a couple different cuts.
And tell me about your trip to Hawaii.
Okay, well, just recently, I went on what they call a sabbatical. No women, no drugs, just outdoors. Every day up at we used to say I get up with the stars so I could see the sunrise. And so I would get up early in the morning, me and my nephew Jason, and we'd go hiking. Cocoa Mountain was one of the hikes we went on. Diamond Head was another one. Willie Wee Wee was another one. Oh, we did like 5 or 6 different little points. High up. They take 3 or 4 hours to climb. By the time we got there, the sun was just peeking over the clouds. And we take our cameras and we take some pictures, awesome pictures, and I'm gonna share with you one day. In my book, I'm gonna give away posters of these photographs that I've taken of some of these immaculate sunrises that have just taken my breath away. And I know they'll take your breath away too. So I'm gonna give those away. But the music, I'm gonna try to make a living. I know that I have 5 brothers and 6 sisters. Or I had 5 brothers and 6 sisters. 2 of my brothers are gone. But the rest of my family, we all love music. And we all know that music is our birthright. We got it on us. We didn't just woke up one day and say, I want to be a guitar player. No. My great-great-uncle, Frank Brown, the boot binder, was a guitar player. And we wrote a song that we just played like 2 nights ago at some school in West Seattle. I can't think of the name right now.
Tell me the song.
It's called Peavine.
Give me a little of it.
Peavine. They go dun 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 Dun, 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 dun. Sometimes I hear that P-Line whistle blow. Do, 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 do. It blows so loud I just can't hear no more. Now the P-Line whistle was what my dad used to talk about. We used to hear this train, son, and we'd be picking cotton. And we know that by the time the P-Line would come through, it'd be time for us to go home. You know, so when the P-Line whistle blow, they ready to go, you know? And so he told us this when I was a kid. And so they played this certain kind of blues with a slide guitar with a knife or a spoon or whatever implement they could find. And lay the guitar on his lap and get to playing like that. And so from that came P-Line. I played on the piano. I just kind of did a little bit of it for the young lady who was so nice to put all this document on this. Because without this documentation, because we're going to start this ball to roll. Because what we got to do is a hit song is just a heard song. So we're going to just get Septimus's songs heard by the masses with her help and your help listening to people like this lady here doing what she's doing. For the local talent in Seattle, because the local talent in Seattle, we have lineage. I mean, not just Jimi Hendrix, man. We got Quincy Jones and a whole lot of others that was here playing music way before me, way before I came. You know, it's just that we're here too. You know, Sammy Drain is one of them. You know, at 60 years old, he's playing guitar like nobody's business. You know, Jimi Hendrix is gone. He's been dead 25, 30 years. But his music is right now, his music is today. His music is still far above its time.
Now let me hear about Sammy Drain.
All right. Well,
How did you guys hook up?
Well, I hooked up Sammy Drain. Let me tell you a little story about Sammy D. Sammy D, like I said, my band started back in 1970s. And I had a band then. Sammy D was playing guitar too. He had a couple of bands, you know. And so I'd see what he's, you know, I'd see him around, I'd see him by, I'd see him. But the last 10 years, I've been playing music with him. Now, you know, when my band is not working, I'm like a hired gun. You hire me, I'll come sing for you. It don't make no difference what the song is. I'll read up and I'll sing it. That's right. So Sammy said, Frank, I need a singer for a couple of weeks. This was 5 years ago. And I'm still here, because he's a good friend of mine. And Sammy D is one of the kind of guys that, you know, once you meet him, you know, he's a nice guy. He's a great guy, great guitar player. He's got a lot of history, and if you just listen to what he does on his guitar and the flavor that he brings, you'll know that it's no lie. You can't steal that. You can't fake that. You can't buy it. You got to be born with it. And his influences was the same. They was coming the same. It was eating out of the same cereal bowl, man. You know, I mean, you know, they were playing guitar in the same garage. You know, and so, you know, I don't know who got what from what and where it came from, or if Jimmy taught Sammy this or Sammy taught Jimmy this. I don't know. All I know is that if you listen to what Sammy Drain is doing on the guitar, you will concur that the brother got it honest, and he actually got the flavor of what the Jimi Hendrix flavor was. And not that he's Jimi Hendrix, he's not Jimi Hendrix, he's Sammy Drain. You know, he's a whole different cat, but their influence is the same, you know, so that means they're gonna be similar in some ways. You know, not the same, similar. Septimus is similar to all that. We got the same influence too. You know, we got songs like Metal Man and I Wanna Rock You, and, you know, Hard.
And did you write those?
Yeah, I
or?
wrote those. Those are all original songs that we've been playing for years in front of people. You know, see, our songs is that we did it kind of backwards. What the process is, you write a song, you get it plugged into the National Distribution Network, you have a hit, then you follow that hit on the road playing the song. What we did was backwards. We went on the road first with these songs, played them, proved them, meaning the people listened, they clapped, they asked to buy. That's proven. So the songs are proven, but they haven't been heard by nobody but a few people.
Because they're not recorded?
No, they are recorded, but they haven't been distributed. See, what's good at having a recording and don't nobody hear it? Sure, they've been recorded, but if don't nobody hear it, it's like a tree falling in the forest. You know, did the tree fall? Sure, it fell. Did you hear it? No, but it fell. Septimus is here. Septimus is alive. Septimus is well. Septimus is playing music that makes people dance, makes people good, feel good, and dance and feel good, and dance and feel good, and make me feel good just talking about it.
And how about Sammy's music? What kind of
Sammy's
music does he do?
Let me tell you, Sammy got the same good feeling music too. Sammy is old school. He's older than me, so he's like a 60 years old brother, man. He's been playing this blues and this cat. That's all it is blues, because that's where it all come from. It's the blues,
And what are some of his songs?
On My Way to the City. Got a new song coming out, On My Way to the City.
And did he write that?
Yeah, he wrote that, and he
Wonderful.
wrote Thank You, Jimmy.
Oh, nice.
Tribute to Jimi Hendrix, Thank You, Jimmy. Was called.
And he played that over at the Columbia City.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Very nice.
And Sammy got a new little hit called Sammy Drain, The Legend of Sammy D. So, hey, he got stuff.
Oh, good.
And he got music, and what we need to do is just get it plugged in. I got some hits. I just got to get them heard. And 5 Minutes to Rock the House is just one of them. And I'm gonna make sure that you get some copies of my stuff, so you can listen to it yourself. And listen, I'll give it away. I'll give it to people. Man.
You want the public to hear it.
Yes, because what good is it doing me if it's not heard? Nothing. I'd rather you hear it and like it and be getting something from it. Sure, I'd love some money, man. I'd love
But you want people to hear your music.
The music is what's happening.
Because the music is your life.
The music is life. The music is life. Not just my life, but it is life. What other thing that a human being can create that could change how another human being feels? Music is the only thing that we can do that with. I know, because I know, I've experienced it myself. I know exactly what I'm saying. I've lived it. I'm living it now. I don't have no money. I can't even buy this lady dinner. I'd love to go in here and buy her a nice dinner, I'm hungry myself. I'd like to buy me dinner. But, hey, I got so much music, I have no money. So what I got to do is turn some of that music I got into money. Sure help, I could do that.
And you heard it here on Public Interest Issues.
Exactly. And the public interest is help a brother who ain't got nothing in his pocket. I'm not stealing. I'm not robbing.
Listen, and hear his music.
That's right, because music is what's happening.
Yeah.
And play golf. Play more golf.
Play more golf. That's the secret of life.
That's the secret of life. Play more golf.
Thank you. Well, we're going to hear your music soon.
All right. Yeah.
Thank you.
No, thank you.